Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Finally now, at long last, everything you have done, every battle that you've waged, every struggle that you've went through, has all led to this. And even though you are by no means an angel through blood, you still managed to find another way in wielding power that is identical to mine. The time has finally come for you to finish this and give it all you have against Takira Goku. For if you fail now and if something goes wrong, then you will not be given another chance to see the light of day again.
As our story immediately continues following the events of Budo attempting to insert himself in the battle involving both Angel Goku and Takira, as with Takira now looking to re-engage in his battle with Angel Goku, it was only upon now having to be shown addressing him where Takira went on to respond, "I refuse to allow for any of the other three, even respectively the Grand Priest as well, to insert themselves in my battle without me agreeing to swap out for one of them to take my place. I apologize for the sudden interruption on behalf of the fifth strongest," Takira went on to then continue, "but just like the others, he had his chance to face you, and this is still my battle. So as we were before he decided to inject himself in this fight, Son Goku, let us pick up exactly where we had left off so that way we may continue our battle. Your move," Takira says. To which upon Goku now being shown having to wind his fist back and getting ready to resume his battle with Takira was when Goku then went on to respond, "Well, let's not have anything else get in our way then so that we can finish our battle once and for all, Takira, because just like you, this is only the beginning," in which upon Takira now being shown avoiding Goku's attack, that was when Yoshido went on to chime in, "You just had to go and almost ruin all of the fun for the rest of us, huh, Budo? You were very lucky that Takira had dealt with you in such a way, otherwise there would have been way more blood on his hands than yours. Of all the possible things that could have went wrong here today," Budo then responds, "you all know what it is that I'm saying to be true anyways. But for the sake of Takira and the Grand Priest's request, I will wait until something changes, and hopefully it's with the Saiyan losing too." Well, if you hope to see the Saiyan lose, Akuma responds, then you have to trust Takira's plan in making sure that he beats him and not anger him some more by jumping into the middle of his battle like that, with Yoshido responding, "Well, either way, Goku's actually proven to be a much tougher opponent than meets the eye, so I can see why Budo would be so upset by his actions." In which back down below, as soon as Takira was now shown having to hop from platform to platform in his best attempts of attacking Goku, that was when Takira was immediately shown having to go for yet another attack, as Takira had gone as far as to now miss by then saying to himself, "It's hard to get a good read on his movements when he's completely altered his fighting patterns compared to before." And it all points back to the utilization of his evolved Ultra Instinct that is the source of his true speed. But at the same time, I'm starting to see that his ability to maintain certain levels of speed and power is also beginning to flicker in and out, but just barely. And if what I'm starting to suspect is to be true, Takira continues, then I may have found his greatest weakness while he continues to wield this power. To which upon Goku now being shown attempting to kick Takira, that was when from out of nowhere instantaneously Takira had now gone as far as to use his instincts in ducking on under, as Whis went on to then continue, "Oh, Takira's very cunning, Goku. He's extremely deceptive, incredibly elusive, dangerously powerful, and very perceptive. Well, as long as you are careful and try to finish this quickly, then you shouldn't lose, as Yoshido then went on to respond, "Whoa, now this is going to be a close one, and to think that I'd be even saying such a thing with Takira of all individuals currently in battle. It only goes as far as to show how impressive this Angel Saiyan was from the moment he went along to prove us wrong." To which upon that very moment, as soon as Angel Goku was now shown spinning around, that was when Angel Goku went on to then shout, "You're wide open," with Takira then responding, "Then try and exploit what you see, if you have the means to try and break through my defenses anyways." In which, surprisingly enough, that was exactly what Takira was now shown doing by blocking off Goku's kick, as Akuma then went on to respond, "Yes, very good. Now Takira is starting to lure the mortal in. Yes, he must have seen something that had caught his attention," in which upon Takira now once again being shown blowing Goku away, it was only just as Goku was then shown having to land on one of the floating platforms where Takira then went on to continue, "Your power may be immense compared to before, but it is not invincible. I have identified a potential weakness, and if what I suspect is to be true, then you should do everything within your power to try to win this battle against me now before it is too late," with Goku then responding, "No chance, Takira, because it sounds to me like you're starting to get a little nervous since you aren't winning here as easily as you thought you would. But if that's the case then why don't we ramp things up a notch or two and see how skilled you really are when up against these, Takira. It's been a while since I had the chance to use these in a fight, but I couldn't think of a more fitting time to use them. Now, go, Destructo Disc!" As Budo then went on to chime in, "God, just watching this Saiyan still continue to fight is making my blood boil on over because he shouldn't have gotten this far to begin with. Energy forged for the purpose of cutting its enemy down is both a sign of brilliance and desperation," Takira went on to avoid Goku's Destructo Disc by responding, "and since you are now trying to bank on either immobilizing me by cutting me down or using these as a way to cut through the platform that I am standing on, whichever one it is, Goku, I can assure you that they will both fail, and I want you to watch and pay very close attention as to why I say they will fall short as I show you." In which, shockingly enough, the moment Takira was from there shown freezing one of Goku's Destructo Discs, and from that point being shown punching right through it, was when Yoshido then went on to chime in, "Oh, look there, he froze the Saiyan's energy cutting attack in place. So that's interesting, because I don't remember Takira being able to manipulate his opponent's energy attacks." Well, to be fair, the Grand Priest went on to then respond, "I did go as far as to teach him this long after I was done training the four of you once upon a time ago, so at least he was able to remember this little technique that I helped teach him and apply it when it most definitely mattered. Yeah, this guy is a whole lot better than I originally thought he'd be," Goku then went on to say to himself, "and seeing him just stop my attacks and freeze them in place from out of nowhere only means that I'll have to try even harder if I hope to knock this guy off somehow, cause it won't be easy to do." As try again now Goku did, because upon Goku now being shown having to unleash more Destructo Discs and throwing them directly towards Takira was when Takira then went on to respond, "And there's that flicker that I noticed from before. Either he knows that something is about to happen to that form of his, or he's doing this on purpose to try and throw me off. He assumes that these discs are going to weaken me. So either that, or he knows that his time is limited, and if his time is limited, then his momentum is limited too," in which upon Takira being shown now having to cut through one of Goku's Destructo Discs with his tail, not only was Takira now being shown continuing to counter Goku's attacks, but it was only just as he was now shown having to do so where he then went on to continue, "Tell me, Saiyan, is this magnificent power that you've channeled beginning to escape you? Is that why you are attempting to distract me by using these cheap energy discs of yours, or are you simply at the height of your power but outclassed when it comes to sheer experience? Maybe it's just me, but perhaps I am right to believe that I am starting to slowly notice a gradual decline in your strength," Takira continues. "Either way, my vast array of experience and skills will be what overcomes the nature of your angelic force." To which once again, the moment Takira was now shown once again dashing towards Goku, that was when Yoshido went on to comment, "Wait a second, is that true? But I don't see the Saiyan showing any signs of slowing down or losing power if he's fighting on par with Takira. So what does Takira see that we don't?" With the Grand Priest responding, "Perhaps there is a reason on why Takira believes what he believes while in battle against Goku, but it was like I said, we will wait and see what the outcome between them will both turn out to be as this continues." Well, I must ask, do you believe that there is some truth behind what Takira sees coming from Son Goku? Grand Minister Whis went on to then ask. Yes, there is, the Grand Priest then went on to shockingly respond. One which favors him and one that does not. And what I mean by this is that the only reason on why Goku, at least thus far, was shown being able to hold his power and use it seemingly perfectly was due to the preconditioned circumstances of having him already be exposed to Ultra Instinct before. So his body is naturally used to it, with Akuma then asking, so what you're saying is that he still has vulnerabilities, with the Grand Priest responding, well, yes and no. Vulnerabilities which he certainly isn't quite used to yet, but that could either make or break his momentum the longer this continues. To which back on down on the battlefield, as soon as Goku is now shown getting ready to strike Takira upon Takira being shown missing one of his punches, was when Goku then went on to respond, you should have kept your distance when you did, because now I see my opening. In which indeed Goku now has, because upon Goku now being shown going on the offensive was when Akuma then went on to respond, so then it's a gamble between them, but I still don't see a scenario happening where the Saiyan outlasts Takira. Takira is known for his unique set of skills along with his incredible conditioning, so my money is on Takira wearing the mortal down in the long run. But at what cost is the question, Whis then went on to quickly respond. For that, we will watch and see what comes from this, which I can only hope favors my students when this is all over. In which back down below, as soon as Goku was now shown being on the offensive and attacking Takira, that was when Goku then went on to respond, and if I haven't turned you into a believer yet, Takira, then sooner or later I will bring you into the light and show you the ways of my true power. And I never expected for this fight to be easy, even after reaching this level of power, but I can only promise you that you will get exactly the fight that you've been looking for from us mortals. Girl, I don't like this, not one bit. Akuma then went on to chime back in, and it boils my blood just sitting here and watching it all unfold before our eyes. Are you starting to see the issue now? Budo then went on to angrily question. We were too easy on him. We allowed for this to happen. Well, to his credit, which I hate to admit, Akuma then went on to respond, but the Saiyan's doing good. Very good, in fact. So what do you all think? Because it looks like the Saiyan is taking more of a ring-out approach rather than any other, with Budo responding, oh, well, it's obvious that this is what he's trying to do, but there's no shot in hell that he's actually going to be able to pull it off. In which moments right after Goku was from that point shown knocking Takira back down, with Takira being shown firing multiple energy blasts back up at Goku, was when Goku then went on to respond, what a truly remarkable power. I can see everything coming almost as though it were moving in slow motion. I knew he would resort to knocking my blasts away, but it's his defense that remains difficult to break through, with his Ultra Instinct as his main source of offense. Unless he also knows, as Yoshido then went on to shout, watch it, Saiyan! Try not to smack one of those energy beams towards our direction, or you'll be hearing from my, what was it that these mortal creatures say? Lawyers or something, right? Oh, whatever. You get my point, so watch where you're aiming. As it had only now appeared as though upon Goku being shown grabbing onto one of Takira's energy blasts that something was beginning to change, as Goku then went on to respond, what incredibly dense energy, but why am I starting to feel a little different? As even Whis went on to chime in, hold on a second, Grand Minister. Are you seeing what I'm seeing too? With the Grand Priest responding, I figured this would happen, but I wasn't expecting for it to come now, but was rather expecting for this to be the case later. Well, this was unexpected, though predictable since he isn't an angel by blood, in which upon even Takira now being shown having to see this for himself, that was when Takira had now gone as far as to dash towards Goku's direction by then shouting, so I was right, because there it is. There's my chance to silence him once and for all. Oh no, no, Whis then went on to quickly shout, his angelic power, it's completely fading. Now you are finished, Goku. This is the end for you and the conclusion of our battle. In which, shockingly enough, with this now having to be the case as Goku was shown dropping out of his angel form, that was when Akuma then went on to also shout, that halo's completely gone. He's back to what he was before, Takira. Alright, Primal, Goku then went on to quickly say to himself, then I guess it's either now or I'm finished for good. Oh, wait! Whoa! Easy now, Primal, Goku went on to stick his hands out by shouting. Now just hold on a second, because I want to use one of my lifelines, as even Yoshido went on to put this into question by then shouting, wait, he what? Really? Now? You're choosing to use one of your last two remaining lifeline perks that you have, Takira went on to question? So you're aware that you are no longer wielding that angel form anymore, aren't you? Yeah, I kinda started to notice that my body still needs to get properly adjusted to using a power like that, which is kinda like what happened against Universe 11's Jiren when I first discovered and unlocked the mastered variation of Ultra Instinct, only I think it's more of a stamina issue now. But I'll just need a little more time before I could fully use that power without dropping out of it, just like I did when I first used the early versions of Ultra Instinct. But since it's not really something that I'm fully used to yet, I figured that I'd use up whatever lifeline perks that I have before I go back into using that transformation and power again, with Takira responding, "Then it was your lack of experience with such levels of power. So in response, you pushed your body into overusing this power, which has now resulted in you having to now enter into a cooldown period, isn't that right? You overexerted yourself. Then time is what you need in order for you to go back into that realm of power, don't you? Then what is it that you propose, because I am no longer looking to offer you a second chance like I did before?" Well, when you put it that way, then yeah, that was exactly what had just happened, but once I'm fully able to get better adjusted to that kind of power, then I'm more than likely sure that I won't be dropping out like this again, and that's a fact. Which, speaking of, since I'm all out of options here, and since I know that I can't really beat you by simply using my Primal Ultra Instinct form, then I think it's time that I called for some help. Hey, Grand Minister, Goku then went on to shout, "I would like to use one of the last 2 lifeline perks that I have, and I would like to call for a partner of my choice in order to help me fight against Takira. And since I'm not exactly sure on how long this cooldown period for my body is going to last before I'm able to jump back into using that kind of angelic power, then I hereby want to select a partner," with the Grand Priest responding, "Well, this is certainly a surprise, but very well then, Goku. Who would you like to call for that will help aid you in battle against the second mightiest?" As Goku from there went on to point on up by then responding, "Well, the individual that I choose to help me fight against Takira is you, Grand Minister." And everyone was shocked as Whis then went on to respond, "Hold on, did I just hear that right? Did he really just choose you to help fight with him?" "Well, I second that," the Grand Priest responds, "as even I can't believe what I just heard, but yes, he's actually serious." "Wait, but can that even be done?" Whis went on to ask. "Is that within the rules, or is that acceptable?" What? But he just can't go and do that," Yoshido then went on to shout. He can't be serious," Akuma quickly responds, "but he is. Just look at his face. He really is," Yoshido continues. "He can't be serious on choosing the Grand Priest as his partner in this battle, now is he?" Takira questions. "Is that even allowed? There must be some kind of explanation within the rules that prevents the mortal from choosing the first ranking strongest as his ally in this battle." "Well, as flattered as I am to see you choose me of all warriors to aid you in this battle," the Grand Priest went on to respond, "I'm afraid your request cannot be fulfilled as the rules set in place of this tournament prohibit such actions. As your direct competitor in this tournament, those who oppose you in battle cannot be selected to reverse the purpose of why they are there in the first place, Son Goku. And this, my friend, also happens to apply to Whis as well. Since you are directly training under him as his student, the law of the angels dictate that all angel attendees must remain neutral and refrain from combat unless given direct permission by me. And since Whis had already helped you train, he and myself cannot be selected, but you are free to choose again as long as the party that you call forth also agrees on the terms and conditions of helping you," as Goku then went on to respond, Well, that really sucks. So now let's see. Who can I choose to call here to help me that would have just the right attitude and mindset for combat? Let's see. Someone who is very aggressive and extremely strong. Oh, so many choices. Well, whoever I choose might not be anywhere near Takira's level of power, but I need to choose someone who I know would keep fighting even when the chips are down. Hey, wait! I think I got the perfect one in mind. I finally got it, Goku then went on to shout. "I know who I'll be choosing now, Grand Minister, so I'm ready to call them here." And so the warrior I choose to help me fight Takira is none other than Universe 7's God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. Girl, what's that saying doing? Akuma then went on to quickly ask. Now he's calling for destroyers to try and help him fight Takira, with Yoshido responding, "Lord Beerus, that's the scrawny little purple one, right? Not the fat one, I take it. Well, this ought to be good. I haven't seen that little angry destroyer in over 1,000,000 years," with Whis having to chime in, "Lord Beerus, Beerus. Well, now this ought to be a very interesting and unexpected little reunion of sorts, with the Grand Priest chiming in. Well, a very good choice, Son Goku, but just remember, as long as those whom you call forward accept the fight at your side, then they will be given the freedom to fight alongside you until the very end of the round which you have called them for, Goku. And so now, I call onto the stage Universe 7's God of Destruction, Lord Beerus, on behalf of Son Goku's Lifeline perk. To which, shockingly enough, moments later, as an unsuspecting Beerus was now shown getting teleported into the Null Realm, it was only just as Beerus was now shown arriving where Beerus went on to question, what's going on here? Who dares to try and be bold enough to disturb me while I'm trying to take my Whis? Is that really you, Whis? And is that the Grand Minister? It is. And this realm, this is the Null Realm, isn't it? Oh, what's going on around here? Beerus then quickly went on to then shout. Just what the hell is going on, and why was I brought before Whis and the Grand Minister? Beerus went on to then put into question. Why was I summoned? With Whis having to then wave at Beerus by then shouting, well, hello again, Lord Beerus, and welcome back into the Null Realm. Oh, it's so good to see you after such a long time from being away. I hope that we haven't disturbed you in any way. Indeed, it's a pleasure to see you again, Destroyer of the Seventh, the Grand Priest went on to chime in. I brought you here upon the request which was made that required for your assistance in battle, the Grand Priest continues. Feel free to have a look around before we begin so you can better be accustomed to your surroundings. As from out of nowhere, that was when Primal, Ultra Instinct Goku had gone as far as to address Beerus by shouting, hey, it's been a long time since we've last seen each other, Lord Beerus, and it's so good to have you here with us now, and I'm sorry for this sudden interruption, but I kinda need you to help me out with something, which was why I had the Grand Priest call you here, Goku continues. I hope you're not mad or anything, as a very agitated Beerus went on to respond, I should have known, damn that annoying little no-good stumbling, bumbling buffoon. Oh, and just what the hell gives you the right to just call me into this battle realm, you idiots? How dare you? Where is your honor, Saiyan? Do you have any idea on how disrespectful this is, you little twig? And just what the hell do you want? But then, it was only just as Beerus had now gone as far as to turn around and seeing Primal Ultra Instinct Goku for the first time, where Beerus then went on to continue, what in the world is this? That form and that power, you've completely changed. What the heck happened to you? What is this form? Oh yeah, right, this. Well, it really has been a long time, hasn't it? Well, what you're actually looking at is one of my 2 new transformations that I recently acquired, Goku went on to continue. You see, this form combines the most powerful aspects of my true nature as a Saiyan and as a student of the angels into creating one mega power, and my second form, which is a little tricky to get into and describe, is kind of something similar to Whis' power, only a little less stable. So Whis wasn't bluffing, you really have changed and evolved your power beyond anything compared to where it was before. So this is the true nature of your power? And what do you mean by something similar to Whis? Just what are you talking about, Saiyan? You better start talking right now, with Goku responding, oh, well, I mean, the form I was able to go into and the power that I was wielding was the same kind of power that those angel attendees reside in. But that's not possible, Beerus then quickly went on to respond. You're no angel to be wielding power that is similar or on par to them. You're just Goku. Are you sure that you didn't smash your head on one of these giant floating rocks here, or what? When did all of this happen? And don't you dare get the wrong idea here either, mortal. Whether you were able to discover 1 or 2 or even 10 new transformations, I'd still beat your face into the ground. You got that? So now start talking right now, Goku. Why did you have the Grand Minister bring me into this realm, and just what the hell do you mean by help you in battle? This better be good, as Primal Ultra Instinct Goku from that point had gone as far as to point out behind him by responding, well, you see, I'm kind of stuck fighting against the second strongest warrior in the entire multiverse, Takira, and so without that angel form that I was using, I can't really do anything in my current state to beat this guy, which was kind of why I had the Grand Minister just bring you here to help me, and so now that you're here, can you maybe team up with me to fight this guy? With Beerus then responding, wait, what did you just say? That name sounds familiar. Wait, hold on, so you brought me here to help you beat the second strongest warrior in the entire multiverse? Well, yeah, I originally asked the Grand Priest if he would assist me, but he said that since he's my direct competitor, that it would go against the rules that were laid out. So this was your ace card, saying Takira then went on to bow to Beerus beforehand. Greetings, mighty god of destruction of the seventh. It's been an extremely long time since you and I have last seen each other, and so I welcome you as my next opponent if you wish to engage against me, with Beerus responding, yes, indeed it was, though I appreciate your signs of respect towards me. Allow me to just have a quick word here with this one, so that way I may clear up any of the confusion here between us. Now you wait right there, Beerus continues. You called for me to be summoned and be brought all this way, all the way out here, just so that you could once again drag me into another one of your stupid games, Goku. Oh, now you listen to me and you listen up well. I am not going to jeopardize my integrity, my title, or my time by fighting to help solve your problems. You got that? This is your battle to wage, not mine, Beerus went on to then continue. So you go and figure this out and leave me out of your nonsense. You got that? So you're saying no? But I thought you always wanted to find a worthy rival to battle against, remember? Wasn't that why you went and kept me and Vegeta around so that you can one day fight us at our absolute best? So how is this any different? With Beerus responding, oh, it's different because I wouldn't be fighting you. So you can forget it because my answer is no. And so, second mightiest, the offer made by the Saiyan to help aid him against you is declined. I am not fighting you. With Goku then asking, wait, but why? I don't understand why you're so mad, Lord Beerus. I understand, Great Destroyer, Takira went on to then respond. It's truly unfortunate to watch you decline his offer, but I humbly respect your decisions in choosing to do so, God of Destruction. Thank you for your answer, in which upon Beerus now being shown having to make his way towards the spectator seats, that's when Beerus went on to turn towards Goku by then telling him, and just so you know, saying that if you are somehow lucky enough to walk away from this tournament with your life intact, then I'll be waiting for you the moment we go back to our universe. You hear me? Of all the days where you wanted to have me fight, you picked the day where I was trying to take a nap. With Goku responding, wait, but hold on, what do I do now since you said no? Oh, that doesn't sound very fair. Oh, really, Lord Beerus? Oh, come on now, don't be like that. And here I thought that you'd find a challenge like this to be an exciting one, so why am I to blame all of a sudden for just calling you here to team up with me? Oh, it would have been fun, with Whis now being shown having to facepalm and responding, oh goodness, those two could never find any common ground to ever agree on anything. Oh, how truly embarrassing of a situation. Yes, well, how interesting, the Grand Priest responds. They don't appear to have a stable relationship, at least not on Lord Beerus's end, that is. Well, as unfortunate as this situation may indeed be for Goku, he is still not without an option to choose a partner upon his request to help aid him in battle against the second mightiest. And so now then, Son Goku, if you may, I would like for you to think long and hard on whom you will be choosing as your partner to aid you in this battle, the Grand Priest continues. I will give you one more chance to think of any warrior whom you would like to be paired with to help you. And so now, who will you choose to call forward? As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 57 special then comes to a close. Now, what's interesting about this overall situation is that Goku now is essentially stuck in a situation where he needs to allow his body to cool on down before re-entering that angelic level once again, but in order for him to do that, he needs to be given a little bit of time in order for him to finally be able to once again enter back into that level. But with the Grand Priest along with all of the angels not being a viable option for Goku now, and with Beerus also declining Goku's offer to fight, you can make no mistake about the fact that you will be surprised on who Goku is going to be choosing coming up next in the upcoming manga chapter, which is that of manga chapter number 58, which will be made available for viewing right now on my Patreon for all of my Patreon members out there to see. So again, if you not only would like to support the fan manga content that you see on this channel, along with gaining additional content and access to my PNGs, soundtracks, art, and so much more, then I do encourage for all of you guys to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/UnrealEntGaming, to where I will go on ahead and leave those links located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, because what I want to reiterate here is that although we are nearing the end of this story, I will say this much without giving too much away, is that in fact there will be a sequel to this story, to which I can't tell you when and I can't tell you what it's going to be about necessarily yet, but by the end of all of this, once this story is over and done with, it is only going to be just the beginning of so much more to come. So again, I do want to thank you so much for your support, thank you all so much for your time, and thank you all so much for your kindness as well, to which as always, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel and of course love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage for all of you to hit that subscribe button on top of enabling all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, so that way you guys can always stay notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, on top of making sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more, and with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much once again for your support and your patience, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy everybody and have a terrific day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.